GM. Good morning, everybody. Or BM, base morning, or GA, or wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Hello and welcome. My name is Rachel Wilkins, and this is the Good News Show. It is the Superchain Opportunity edition of the Good News Show. Essentially, I've been doing these shows on a weekly basis just to kind of keep you up to speed with everything that is happening during Onchain Summer, and also just share some of the opportunities that are happening that you may not be aware of, because there is so much going on, let's be honest, and bring it all to you in this kind of bite-sized 20-minute, 30-minute show. So you know where opportunities are, so you know what's happening, so you know where events are taking place, and just to keep you up to speed, because everything is moving at 1,000 miles an hour right now. Well, on that point, collectively, I believe kind of the Superchain teams, whether that's OP, base, etc., are all taking a little bit of a pause this week. So you may notice it's a little quieter. That's okay. It's a little quieter than it's been for the month of June. And the reason for that is that just Sunday night at midnight PST, I think it was, the applications closed for Buildathon. Now, if you're like, what the heck is Buildathon? Let me kind of give you the lay of the land in case you've missed any of these shows. So Onchain Summer, Superchain initiative, ran by Base, and one aspect of the Onchain Summer programming is a hackathon. And for the month of June, you've seen teams all over the world. I believe there was 5,000 participants that applied, actually building in public, building out loud, and then submitting their application for the Buildathon. And the deadline was Sunday. Now, I know the deadline was Sunday because I'm a part of two teams that submitted projects. Woohoo! We were down to the wire, folks. We got down to the wire. We were literally submitting our application about an hour before it closed. But what's really cool is there were 12,000 teams that actually submitted for Onchain Summer's Buildathon, which is, when you think about it, that's 12,000 new projects in this ecosystem. And granted, not all of them will fly. Granted, not everybody's going to get an award. But it's a really cool signal that innovation is happening at all kinds of different levels in all kinds of different silos because of Onchain Summer. And that's really, I think, what the intent is of this initiative. It's to get people building. It's to get people building out loud, building teams, building culture. And so super excited that that has now closed. Let's actually just go and look at the screen, because I want to share with you, in case you feel inclined to go and support any of these projects. Let me show you where you can do that. Okay. And also, just if you're here, hello, say hello in the comments. Let me know who you are. Let me know if you're building something on Base so that we can celebrate you, or building something on the Superchain. Okay. So this is, if you go to, where are we? onchainsummer.devfolio.com. This is where you can actually view all of the awesome things that are happening in the Buildathon. So if you go here to projects, you can actually see all of the projects. And it's taken a second to load because there's 1,200 people that have applied. But obviously, if you see here filters, you can, what I did yesterday was actually to look by track. So there's a couple of different tracks, like, for example, the payments track, which is one of the tracks that we submitted for with one of our products. You can then filter and see that there's 189 projects that were submitted for the payments track. And you can actually go, in fact, let's do this. Since we know we have one in here, I'm going to show you ours. So you can look up help, H-A-L-P. Oh, look, we got 2 likes already. Awesome. So you can actually go into the individual applications. You can see that 15 people have looked at it. 2 people have liked it. Just a DYOR here. You do have to set up an account with DevFolio to be able to like it. But the cool thing is you can see a video about the project. You can flick through and see all these different images, so you can get a sense of what it is the project's doing. You can also click on the project links, the website link. It's going to tell you a little bit about the application. And this is for every single application that's been submitted, which of course is 1,200. And also, they have this really cool thing. If you want to actually cheer for that team, you can add a cheer to the basket, which is just going to, you're going to click this. It's going to cost you a couple of pennies, and it's going to be an NFT that supports the team, which I think is super cool. So if you are building, definitely go check out your application and see if anybody's supporting you. And if you're not building, I encourage you to go check these out. There's some really innovative things that are happening at all those different tracks. There's social media tracks, there's payment tracks, a variety of things happening there. So definitely go support your fellow builders. Give them a retweet, give them a like. You know what to do, folks. You know what to do. All right, so Buildathon is closed. Results will be announced on July 16th. So we've got about 2 weeks. I believe this week being a collective pause. Next week is actually going to be ETHCC, which is a big Ethereum event in Brussels. So a lot of people are going to be traveling for that. And then July 16th, I think, is when everybody is back and we start to get some results and we start to see some excitement around some of these builders and see who's going to be eligible for the grants. There's over 200 ETH in grants. I believe that for each track, there is about 10 ETH that's going to be rewarded and split between a number of builders. So super exciting. Very, very exciting. All right, so what else do we have going on? Okay, so let's run through the OP opportunities. We're going to look at some of these Superchain opportunities that are happening. Bear with me. We're going to share the screen again. Okay. So the first thing we should talk about is that it is officially, right now, Q3. Even though yesterday I was telling everybody it was Q2, it is Q3, which means that Season 6 is open for OP grants and missions. So if you are looking to apply for any of these grants or opportunities, now is the time to do that. So we're just going to scroll through here. Season 6 begins June 27th. Grant applications open on June 18th. So this is going to be a big week. So we've got the announcements from Onchain Summer's builders on July 16th. And then July 18th, the grant applications open. And they are going to be running every 3 weeks through December 11th. So a little bit more information for you to check out here. If you are somebody who cannot digest from all of these walls of text, fear not. There is a video which I found. I'm going to drop it into the chat because this is how I learn. I don't know about you folks, but I need to see humans talking to help me navigate and understand what's actually happening. So I'm going to drop it in the chat. Super cool video that's going to explain to you all about the different missions. That should be, I think, under the video now. Let me check. No, I put it in the private chat to nobody, which is awesome. All right, let's try that. Okay, this should be under the YouTube video, but I'm also going to drop it under our Twitter video as well so that you have it. And what else can I tell you about this? Hold on, let me pin this so folks have these links. I just want to make sure that you have all of the information of what's available to support you in your building efforts. So that's really kind of the ethos of this show, is to make sure you have access to all the opportunities that are out there right now. So, okay, so go watch the video or go take a look at some of the other opportunities if you want to read this wall of text. There's a ton of text you can read. All right, so what else do we have going on? Well, there's another thing that is coming up from Optimism. There's quite a few coming up from OP, actually. So let's just share this screen again. Where are we? Okay, here we go. We're going to get this right one day, folks. And in case you're wondering, I'm on a little bit of a go slow. I had a small hiatus last week. I had a little bit of an eventful week. I have a herniated disc in my back and I am on some medication just to keep me out of pain. So I'm not my usually upbeat, bubbly self, but I am here and I'm here for you and I'm here to support you in these efforts, doing the best that I can. So here we go. Let's check this one. All right, so this is another announcement that came from OP. We don't have too much information on this yet, but Superfest, I have to say, big props to the OP and base teams. Their branding is so awesome and so on point. We got to find out who did this because it's awesome. So this is going to be a Superchain DeFi, so decentralized finance festival, presented by Optimism, and all we know is coming soon. So look out for some, I would imagine the week of July 16th, once again, we're going to get some more information on that. So that's very exciting. Yay for that. So that is, where can we find that? Superfest. I'm going to drop that one in the comments as well. How about that? And what else do we have? We have so much stuff happening. So let's see. We had 1,200 entries for Base Buildathon. That's super exciting. We have the Superfest DeFi Festival. We have the grants open. We also have a ton of rounds available. Now, if you don't know what rounds are, let me show you rounds WTF. Okay. All right, so rounds is a nouns initiative, and we are going to show you how this works. Okay, rounds. Okay. All right, so this is rounds. Give it a second to load. And have a sip of coffee while that loads. How about that? I don't think it wants to play nice today. All right, well, that's not going to work. So let's do this instead. Okay, so rounds, essentially anybody can come along and they can set a bounty or a target or something they want you to participate in with a reward. So for example, we could say we're going to set 1 ETH up in rounds for the week of, July 7th. And everybody who posts a video saying how much they love the Good News Show is going to be eligible potentially for a part of this $1,000. And then you, as the organizer, can go through and you can like and reward individuals. And then that pool is split between the people that you like. So we're not doing it. Not saying that we won't in the future. We may well do it. But for right now, we are not. But there's a ton happening right now. And there was a new one added this week. So I want to make sure that you have all the info. So this is Base Builds. Okay, so Base Builds, obviously by Base, has a round every single week where they give away 0.2 ETH. Okay, so 0.2 ETH is distributed to casts with likes from eligible users. So that means I imagine there's a team that works for Base that are part of that pool. And they are actually the ones that go through and like certain posts. And if they like those posts go into that eligibility pool. And then it's aggregated and split at the end of the time span that they've allocated. So for this one, it runs Friday to Monday. You can see right here. I'm sorry, eligible for 2 ETH, not 0.2 ETH, 2 ETH, 0.2 ETH. I was thinking that sounded a little light. So it's 2 ETH in weekly rewards from rounds. And all you have to do is come along here and tell people what you did this week. What did you build? If you built something on Base, if you built something on the Superchain, I think Base for this one particularly, but let people know. Just tweet about it. Just cast about it even. Not tweeting, we're casting, folks. Cast about it here. Drop it in this channel, and then you can select here, my rewards. And if you have rewards, it will tell you. I do not. You are not earning any rewards yet. Okay. That's okay. Not everything will be eligible. They have obviously a certain criteria that they're looking for, but you can see here. And then the beauty is you can then go to rounds, which obviously is not opening for us right now, but you can see if you have any open claims. Fun fact, I actually went to rounds WTF last week, and I had a bunch of unclaimed things that I didn't even know I'd been rewarded. So definitely check out rounds WTF, especially if you've participated in something like a round or something like this on Farcaster, because you never know. There might be some magical internet money waiting for you. It might be sitting there, might be waiting to be claimed. You might have a nice little surprise waiting for you. All right, so that's one of the rounds. And then we're also going to look at over here. Let's share this tab instead. Okay, I think you can see this one. So this is the weekly round from Optimism. So this is Onchain Summer. Again, build on the Superchain. All you got to do is build and create on chain. Show what you've been doing. Use the hashtag Superchain and check the frame to see if your entry got upvoted. So that's the terminology they're using, is upvoted. So essentially it means that somebody's come along, they've seen your entry in this channel, and they are saying, yes, this is on point with what we're looking for. And you can see there's a ton of stuff here. So it's not just builders, it's not just devs, it's creators, it's people using tools that have been built on Base. So this is really open to anybody at all. And you can see right here, if we go up top and I click my rewards, I am currently eligible for 278 OP, which is about $500 just from this week. Now, this will go down. I will tell you, this will go down because obviously the more people that participate in rounds and the more people that put up good content and good quality projects or et cetera that they're working on, the thinner that pool gets, right? But do it. Go do it, folks. If you are building anything on chain, if you're using tools on chain, if you're amplifying things on chain, go talk about it. There is some rewards for you when you do that. So in addition to this, we also have a new one for the week, which is a little bit more fun. This one is, let's see, we'll share this tab. Okay, I think you can probably see this one now. Okay, so this one specifically is for fun. Okay, so this is not talking about what you built. This is talking about taking some time out. So if you come to Base-Creators, the channel on Farcaster, and you share a picture or a video or anything or a Dracula post, you touching grass or experiencing some fresh air or walking or being out in the woods and not being on technology for a second, you can be eligible. This is the Touch Grass rewards round. So I think we can all do this one. I checked last night and I'm eligible for, I think, 0.03 ETH right now, just for posting in that group. So another opportunity to get yourself seen in this ecosystem and to make sure that you can be part of this 3 ETH pool. So you can see here, this started yesterday. There's a 3 ETH pool. And yeah, just do something. Just go take a picture and pin it up to this Base Creates page, and you will be eligible. You'll be eligible. It's not guaranteed that you will get any funds, but you will be eligible, and you've got to be in it to win it, folks. So those are the rounds that are happening this week. I also want to run through a new roundup that I started yesterday. So one of the things that I've noticed and I've heard from quite a few people is they're just struggling to find a place where everything is kind of distilled, digested, is somewhere where they can just kind of get a high level sense of what's happening in this ecosystem. So I committed to doing a weekly Monday night roundup. Now, the reason I'm doing Monday night instead of Monday morning is, let me just grab this, is because so many things drop on Mondays, right? And I found this with the Good News Show, and this is why with the Timepieces Good News Show that I do, I don't write the news until 30 minutes before the actual show because so much drops and happens on a Monday. So this is essentially a new roundup that I have committed to create for the summer. We'll see how long it lasts. But this is going to be every Monday. I'm going to go and do a roundup of what is happening in the Superchain ecosystem. A roundup I am calling On-Chain Summer Nights. So you can see here, we're just going to scroll through. We have obviously this recap of the 1,200 projects that was submitted for Base. I also just want to talk about Latasha for a second because we've not seen Latasha for a little bit, but she came back with a bang this week, announcing her new single, a 10 on Zora as a drop on Zora, which I of course went and claimed because yay. But also this new initiative with Formless. So Formless.xyz, Latasha is introducing her fans to a new model of revenue sharing through this community participation. It was really interesting to see how this rolled out. Essentially, Formless offered 200 co-ownership splits that were available to fans of Latasha. Now, all of those 200 were snagged, I think, in the first 20 minutes. I tried to get one. I was too late. But what each of them represent is a 0.5% share in the revenue generated from the X post featuring the video, allowing participants to actually make funds from sharing the tweet. Now, this had my ears up last week. So I'm like, this is a way for musicians, for artists, for creators, for anybody with a business or a product or service to actually reward your audience for participating in the promotion of whatever it is that you're selling. And that to me is like, first of all, it's amazing that you have the opportunity to support those that support you. That's thrilling, but it also is just kind of tipping the ad model on its head, removing the big kind of behemoths of social media from the equation, right? Because they're not actually benefiting. You're not paying them an ad fee, right? You're paying your audience and people that see this post and want a piece of that pie directly. So you're kind of cutting out the middleman there, which is very exciting. We won't talk about it too much in case we get pulled from Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it these days. But yeah, loved to see this from Latasha. What else did we see last week? So we also saw Kiki World and Base collaborate on an SOS blemish patch for Onchain Summer. Not going to lie, had to Google what is a blemish patch because I didn't know these things actually existed. But this is super fun. Love to see the Base branding. So beauty platform Kiki World teamed up with Base to create a limited edition SOS blemish patch for Onchain Summer. These patches, which feature exclusive Base designs, can be minted and claimed, integrating on-chain commerce with skincare. Users can scan the NFC tag on the patches to connect their profiles and receive Kiki points. This collaboration highlights the intersection of beauty and the blockchain. That would be a really good name for an album, Beauty and the Blockchain, or a book, or something. You can steal it, folks. Go right ahead. And then Bountycaster. Let's talk about Bountycaster because this is really exciting. So Onchain Summer Buildathon has concluded, and news just in confirms that there were over 200 project submissions and 200,000 in community bounties that were posted on Bountycaster. If you don't know what Bountycaster is, the chances are you're probably not on Farcaster. If you are on Farcaster, go follow Linda and go check out Bountycaster. Not only can you post bounties to reward others if you have a service that you need or you need something actioned right away, but you can also be eligible and apply for bounties. And there's a ton of funding that has been distributed throughout the Farcaster community because of this. So Farcaster accounts with a power badge or created before the network went permissionless can post bounties and services, and any user can have their bounty or service posted if it receives likes from 2 power badge users. The system facilitated a vibrant collaboration and a ton of creativity during the Buildathon. Amazing to see, just really a great example of seeing innovation and seeing rewards staying within this ecosystem, not going elsewhere, not going out to contractors, but staying in the ecosystem. And I think it just continues to make the ecosystem even more magnetic when there's this kind of well of possibility and this well of opportunity. So love to see that. Little plug here, because I am involved in this project, but I am super excited. Help. It is a project that myself and Brock McBlockchain, aka Breadcat, dropped yesterday. This is our submission for Onchain Summer for the Buildathon. And essentially what we've built is a crowdfunding application for crypto. Believe it or not, didn't exist. Did not exist. And now it does, folks. Now anybody with a cause, with a mission, with a challenge, whether you're an individual, whether you're a smaller nonprofit, you can actually go and start raising funds immediately, whether it's for medical bills or crisis funds. And if the reason that we created this is, there's been a surge in crypto giving, and crypto is accepted by a number of nonprofits. Obviously, there's the Giving Tree and some other amazing organizations that are doing great things. But one of the problems that we have seen is that the majority of crypto donations are going to major nonprofits or institutions. And the reason for that is those institutions, those nonprofits have the resources, have the teams, have the knowledge, and have the funds to be able to go and do this themselves, to be able to do their due diligence, to be able to cross all the T's and dot all the I's in order to accept crypto. So there's a big disparity between major kind of well-funded nonprofits and smaller causes who just don't have the tech knowledge, don't have the team, don't have the resources to be able to go and accept funds, which is dreadful because there's so much funding for them to be had. So, we saw this big disparity, and we wanted to create something that allowed anybody with a wallet to be able to go with no tech knowledge. It's zero code, to create a way to storytell around whatever it is that they're raising, not just be like, here's my wallet, send me money. But we've created something called a giving frame and giving embeds, which allow users to actually tell their story and start accepting not just donations, but also tips. So as an example, we actually were able to raise almost 300,000 DGen for the Wave Warriors Project, which is a nonprofit that I've been involved in for quite some time. And 300,000 DGen is about, I think it's about $3,500. So we were able to do that in less than 2 weeks while our product was still in beta. So the potential here, the potential to impact, not just smaller nonprofits, but get crisis funds into the hands of people who need them immediately is super exciting. So I would love for you to go check that out. And if you're somebody who wants to start raising right away, if you have a project or an initiative or something that you want to start accepting crypto for, you can do that right away. You can go to sendhelp.xyz and you can start doing that immediately. So that's very exciting. And then finally, of course, we have this Touch Grass story, which is super exciting. Just a call to everybody to go take a minute. In the US, it is, of course, the 4th of July weekend. So it is prime time for you to go and take a second and touch some grass, folks. And I think that's it. That's it from our Superchain roundup. We have one more thing. And this is an important one. Artists, if you're watching this, there is an opportunity for you. And I don't want you to miss it because it's a really good one. So let's make sure you have this. Okay, here we go. FWB Fest. There is artist grants of 3,000 OP. That is, I believe, $6,000. So a 6,000-ish, call it 5. So FWB is bringing 10 artists to Fest. FWB, Friends with Benefits Fest, is taking place in late July. And Fest, in partnership with Optimism, is rewarding scholarships to cover the cost of Fest travel and a ticket. How exciting is this? Here's the application. Tell us about your art practice. Tell us why you want to participate. Do you want to have your digital art exhibited at FWB Fest? I am going to try to be there. And I would love, love, love to see you there. So I'm going to drop this in the comments. This is the application form. I'm also going to drop it underneath the video here on Twitter. Hang on one second. Application for FWB. Friends with Benefit Fest. Again, that's what, 3,000 OP? I want to say it's around the equivalent of 5,000 USD. So do your own research on that, whatever that is in your part of the world. But that's a big chunk. That will get you to California. That will get you to FWB Fest and also get you a ticket. So folks, this is a great opportunity. Hopefully this little session has helped you. We're going to be back again tomorrow with our Superchain Spotlight show. But for now, enjoy. Take a little pause. Go touch some grass. Make sure you share about it in the Base Creators channel. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Bye.